Saints in Paradise, Cloud 7. How long have we been here, asked Si, as he had tried to teach an angel to play alto sax. Heaven knows, Spike commented. Chico frowned his disapproval. Surely there must be some way to tell the time here, Duke asked. He was busy making Chico a psychedelic clown. There's only one person who can tell you the time here, Chico told him. That's the Paradisian timekeeper, Mark Time. Where do we find this guy? Spike inquired. In the time cloud, of course, Chico replied. Naturally, they all chorused. Off they went with Chico to the time cloud, leaving the angel to practice the alto sax. Eventually, they came to a large, multi-coloured cloud. As they entered, they were confronted by a series of clock faces, all showing different times. Some had happy faces on them, others had sad faces. Why all the different clock faces, Chico? Asked El. I thought that would be obvious, Cherub told him. Some of these are happy times and others are sad times. Roll on the good times, Duke commented. Spike picked up two of the clock faces and held them up flat on his palms. Look, he told the others, I've got time on my hands. Haven't we all, moaned Des. Duke climbed up onto one of the bigger clocks. To his great surprise, the clock started moving. Hey, I'm bound to arrive on time, he told his pals. The clock began to gain momentum and then shot away at lightning speed. Duke fell off, landing on his posterior. Well, it was only a cloud anyway. Time waits for no man, a voice boomed out at them. Startled, they looked around them to see a tall, bearded man holding an hourglass. This is Mark Time, Chico introduced him. What exactly can I do for you? Asked Mark. We'd like to know how long we've been here, Spike spoke up. Ah, yes, well, Mark replied philosophically. That all depends on how long you arrived here. If we knew how long we arrived here, Duke pointed out, we'd be able to work out how long we'd been here, wouldn't we? The old man nodded slowly in comprehension. But then, on the other hand, he explained, if I don't know how long you arrived here, how can you expect me to tell you how long you've been here? That made sense, of course, though the musicians didn't see it that way. Oh, this is ridiculous, Duke said to the others. He sounds more like a barrister in a courtroom than a timekeeper. Maybe this is a time trial, Spike suggested. We came here on the 15th of February, said Dell. Does that help? Well, that depends, Mark replied, on where you came from. From Earth, of course, Duke told him, with increasing frustration. Do we look like E.T.? No offence. But from where on Earth? Marcus persisted. How on earth did you become a timekeeper? Asked Duke sarcastically. We came from Tuckton Wells in the county of Bedside, Dell told him. Why didn't you say that in the first place? Mark said. It would have saved a lot of time. Okay, Mr. Timekeeper, George urged him. Can you work it out now? The 15th of February, Mark confirmed. Which year? 2001 AD, George told him impatiently, because that's when this book was published, is it? Ah, new boys, eh? timekeeper sneered. That would explain it. Mark referred to all the myriads of clocks about the place. Now then, he continued, the time in Tucked-in Wells is now midnight on the 17th of February. We've been here for 2 days, Spike figured it out. My, doesn't time fly? Our trial will be coming up soon, and we haven't done any preparation. Ah, Mike exclaimed, so you haven't been through your trial yet? Of course, you are new spirits. Those who have been here for some time never bother about the time. There's no point, really. And there wouldn't be, would there? Ours is not to reason why, said Spike. I'll second that, Duke added. Now that was a little weak, said Si. That's true, Dell broke in. In fact, it's left me in quite a daze. Honestly, Spike retorted, you deserve a knighthood for that. Is that a hat that you wear in bed? Asked Duke. Oh dear, Si sighed. I thought it would go to his head. Just then, one of the clocks around them sprouted legs and ran off. It disappeared through the wall of the cloud. Uh-oh, commented Mark. Time is running out. I must fly. With that, he flew off after it. That was a bit rude, Dell observed, running off like that. It just goes to show you, said Spike. Time waits for no man. Time we went too, Duke suggested.
Well, the whole club was in uproar as the bomb flew through the...
Are you enjoying it? Oh, good. Back at their quarters later that day, the saints were playing some music. The angels and cherubs were delighted. In fact, you could say they were full of angel delight. When the band finally came... Oh, you just got that one. When the band finally came to the end of their set... Can you behave yourself, please? When the band finally came to the end of their set... The angels clapped enthusiastically. Thunder was reported over North Hertfordshire. Dell started picking out some notes on his guitar. They were slow, melancholy notes. Duke added some more bass notes to it. It was a plaintive melody which would have sent tingles up and down the spines of angels if they'd been mortals. Suddenly, a soprano voice joined in, adding its own words to the melody. Don't expect me to impersonate that voice. From out of the clouds came a pretty little girl cherub, which caused Chico to gulp in admiration. Everyone was spellbound by the beautiful music as the little cherub flew around the heads of the musicians, singing her sweet refrain. She then came to a rest beside Dell as they came to the end of the song. Hey, Duke exclaimed, that was real cool, man. Actually, the little cherub corrected him coyly, I'm a girl. Yes, I'd noticed, Chico remarked as he temporarily forgot his angelic upbringing. Who are you? Asked Spike. We haven't seen you here before. No, you wouldn't have, she replied. I've been over on the other side. You don't mean, gasped Duke, but the little cherub laughed. You could do that better. No, she giggled. I mean the other side of the paradise. I heard the music and had to find out what was going on. You don't get much of that sort of music up here. They seem to get all the good music down there. She pointed downwards. We still don't know your name, Spike reminded her. Malika, she replied as she winked at Chico. Chico blushed, causing a heat wave in New York. Well, Malika, Duke told her, we could do with a girl vocalist. Do you fancy joining the band? Oh, I'd love to, she replied enthusiastically. What is the name of the band? "We're the saints," they all replied in one voice. Malika went down on her knees. No, Spike laughed. "We're not those saints. That's just the name of the band." "May the saints preserve us," remarked Duke. "Not in vinegar, I hope," added Del. "Then we'd be in a pickle," George commented. Spike introduced Malika to each member of the band. "I won't go into all that, though. You know their names already. If you don't, then you haven't been paying attention to the story, have you?" "Hey," said Malika enthusiastically, "I like your clothes. Where did you get them?" "They're certainly not regulation shrouds." "Quite right," Spike told her. "We made them." "Could you make me one?" she asked. "Certainly," Chico told her. This was a bit of a cheek, actually, as Duke had made Chico's shroud for him. The little girl cherub flew over to admire Chico's gown. Chico stood and admired Malika. "Can you sing jazz?" asked Duke. "I don't know," replied Malika, still admiring Chico's gown whilst Chico was admiring Malika. "Would you like to try?" asked Spike. "Why not?" she enthused, excuse me, and flew over again to the bandsman. Spike gave a few raps on his drum and the others joined in for a really swinging session. Malika joined in with a voice like a high-pitched flute gone crazy. The angels and cherubs who were still sitting around went mad, like the fans of the Clay City Bowlers concert in the 70s. The Saints, however, weren't in the 70s, they were only in their 20s. With their new singing sensation, Malika Cherub, however, they were now gathering together a great fan following in some paradise. But there, hidden behind a dark cloud, however, was the lawyer. He was putting another black mark in his book. Now there was only a few more hours left to the trial.
And the mice and cockroach scurried on their way.
To be continued.
A big explosion followed, and when the smoke had cleared, the band was snuffed and found they couldn't play. We are the saints, in paradise, sitting on a cloud to be precise, playing our funky music to the angels up above, spreading happiness and peace and